Lesson 3-9, Zeros in Division. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to divide decimals by inserting zeros in the dividend or quotient. Sometimes we may need to write zeros in the dividend so we can complete division of a whole number or decimal by another decimal. So let's take a look at this by looking at today's problem. Aaron used 8.75 gallons of gasoline to drive her car 210 miles. How many miles per gallon of gasoline did her car get? So to find the miles per gallon, we would divide 210 by 8.75, and that would give us N, which would be her miles per gallon. So we're going to first estimate our answer by using front-end estimation. So remember, with front-end estimation, we're just using the first non-zero digit in each number. So in 210, that would be the 2, and then we'd make the rest zeros. So that would be 200 divided by 8 equals 25. So our answer should be about 25. Sometimes it's necessary to write one or more zeros as placeholders in the dividend to complete the division. So here we have 210 divided by 8.75. We need to place a decimal point after this 210 and put a couple of zeros out there. Remember, placing this decimal point at the end and adding zeros after here doesn't change the value of this number at all. It's still 210. I'm going to extend this out now. So I need to move my decimal place over now. That's our first step when we're dividing by decimals. So I have it here. I need to move 1, 2 places over. Here's my decimal, 1, 2 places over, and now I go straight up, and my decimal point will be right here. Now I'm ready to divide just like I would in a typical division problem. So 875 goes now in, what we're going to have it go into is 200 into 21,000. So we're going to start right here. It goes in here 2 times. That's not writing. 2 times. Why is it not writing? There we go. And that would be 100 or 1,750. And I subtract. Five, 3. Now I need to bring down this 0. And it goes in here 4 times. 4 times 875 is 3,500. And I subtract, and I have 0. So the answer is 24. So Aaron's car got 24 miles per gallon, and 24 is close to the estimate that we got of 25. Okay, so sometimes it's needed to put 1 or more zeros in the quotient to show the correct place value. So here we have our decimal right here between the 4 and the 7. We're going to need to move that over 1 place, and it'll now be here. Now I have a decimal here, so I need to move it over 1 place, and that will go straight up. So now I have 47 into 1 is what it essentially is. 47 can't go into 1, so I need to make that a 0 right here because I'm showing it can't go into there. Because of that decimal, you have to put that 0 there. So now I multiply. 0 times 47 is 0, and I subtract, and I have 1. I bring down the 4. Now I have 14. 47 doesn't go into 14, so I have to show that by putting another 0 there. Now I multiply. 0 times 47 equals 0, and I subtract, and I bring down the 1. Now I have 141, and it goes in there 3 times. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. I subtract, and the remainder is 0. So if I hadn't put these zeros here, I may end up with my answer being 3 because I hadn't put those zeros there, and 3 is a much different value than 3/100ths. So make sure you put those zeros there when you need to. Okay, let's take a look at one last example. So here I have my decimal, and I need to move that over one place, and I move this over one place. Going to rewrite this so that it's a little neater. So I have 5 now going into 0.24. So now I have 5 goes into 0 times. Oh, I forgot. My first step is to put my decimal up there. 5 goes into 0 times, and then I subtract, and I bring down the 2. Okay, and then 5 does not go into 2, so I put a 0. 5 times 0 is 0, and I subtract, and then I bring down the 4. Okay, so 5 goes into 24 4 times. 5 times 4 is 20. Then I subtract. I bring down the 4. I can bring a 0 down because really out here into infinity there's a bunch of zeros. So I could bring as many as I want down. So I'm going to bring this 0 down. Now I have 5 goes into 40 8 times. 5 times 8 equals 40, and then I have 0 left over. So go ahead and re-watch any part of this video that you need to, and have a great day with math.